guys, today I want to read you guys one of my favorite books as a child, and that is The Lorax. And the reason why I liked this book so much was because I loved the message that it sent, which is to take care of the environment and to take care of the world. Here is the book. I like how his mustache glistens in the light. Also, in my last ASMR video where I tried ASMR, somebody pointed out that there is a beeping sound, and I think that I fixed it by switching the mic setting right here. So thank you for letting me know that. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing, excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. I don't know why they refer to the Lorax as an it. What was the Lorax? And why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows. The old Onceler still lives there. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. This is where the Onceler lives. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to pass in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a it was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. There's the Lorax. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree, I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There's no one on earth that would buy that fool need. You should have gone on Shark Tank. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the need I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance. For the whole Once-Their family to get mighty rich, get over here fast, take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right out south of Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-Their family was working full tilt. We were all knitting needs, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making needs 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloos, who play in the shade of their barbaloot suits, and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies, because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They're not looking too good. That's so sad. They actually kind of look like my dog. They loved living here, but I can't business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm. I must truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered the roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the needs I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling worth needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed, and he whiffed. He sneezed and he sniffled. He snarkled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a gruffless croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about Glubbity-Glub. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making Glubbity-Glub, also Schloppity-Schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. You're clumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering, and biggering, and biggering, and biggering, turning more truffula trees into the needs which everyone needs. And from that very moment we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars, and all drove away under the smuggered stars. just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away through the years while my buildings have fallen apart. I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, since the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. He's trying to get this boy to fix up his mess. So, Catch calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a Trephilus seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge